Hello, this is Charlie Jewett with the Renovating Retirement Podcast. And I would imagine that you, like me, don't like to waste your time looking into things that actually wouldn't be beneficial to you or you would not enjoy. So I'm actually taking the time today to create an intro video to an intro video. I have an introductory video to the type of financial planning and retirement planning that we do. And that video is called How to Increase Your Retirement Income by 30%. But it ended up about 34 minutes long. So I thought I'd try to record something that was maybe, 5, 10 minutes and just give you a little teaser, a little idea, a little view into the future as to what I would be teaching in that 34-minute introductory video called How to Increase Your Retirement Income by 30%. So what I'm going to cover in that video is 3 very simple changes that anybody can make in their lives to increase their retirement income by 30% or even more. Now, this comes after reviewing thousands and thousands of financial plans over the last 16 years as a top producer. 4 years now as the host of the Renovating Retirement Podcast, which has, at the recording of this, has 176 episodes. It's probably 120 to 130 hours of content. What I'm going to cover in that next video is 3 things: how to earn a real rate of return, the don't lose money strategy, and the don't pay taxes strategy. So let's jump right into this. The first 10% increase, so 10%, 10%, 10%, I think each one of these could give you 10% more retirement income. The first one would be to earn a real rate of return. And what do I mean by that? Hey, Charlie, doesn't everybody earn a real rate of return? Kind of, what are you talking about, right? Well, losing money in the stock market, which is the most popular place for people to put retirement assets or investments, is actually, it skews the math. When we're talking about percentages, it kind of skews the math. So this account right here, watch this, is actually averaging 8% over a 4-year period, and we're going to do a deep dive on this in the next video. 100,000 earns 50%. Yay. That new 150,000 loses 34%. Boo. Interesting already. That 99, why isn't it 100? Interesting. That 99,000 earns 50%. Yay. And that new 148,500 loses another 34%. So over a 4-year period, your retirement account went from $100,000 to $98,000 plus $10, but it's been averaging 8% the entire time. What you may or may not know is that you can actually run out of money either before or in retirement and have been averaging 8% the entire time. So we need to switch that up a little bit, teach you some things, introduce you to some new tools and new concepts and just the basic math to make sure that you're earning a real rate of return of 8%. A real rate of return of 6% can beat a rate of return of 7 or 8%, which I'll cover in the next video. Now, the second 10% increase, the other way you could increase your retirement account by 10% is don't lose money. Well, Charlie, that sounds obvious. Nobody likes losing money. I understand. Nobody likes losing money, but, reviewing 2,000 or 3,000 financial plans, I can tell you almost everybody is using the same tool. We call it securities or the market or mutual funds, which are probably the most important investment on the entire planet. And as you all know, sometimes the market is up, sometimes the market is down, and you're supposed to just hold on when it goes down and let it come back. Well, that used to work, but it no longer works. This is probably the most important revelation that you can get, that over the last 20 years, the stock market has not performed at all like people expect to make 7, 8, 9, 10%, not even close. More risk, more reward exposed. What do I mean by this? It used to work. Risking the loss of some of your account and then gaining it back used to work, but today that's changed dramatically. From 1970 to 1999, the market averaged a real rate of return, not the baloney math that I'll teach you in the next video, but a true compounding of 13.78%. If you're making almost 14% in the stock market year after year, compound on compound, that is worth the risk. It's worth letting it go down 20 or 30% sometimes and feeling a little uncomfortable and just gritting your teeth and sticking it out. But there's a problem. In the last 20 years, or 19 and a half, I'm recording this in the middle of 2020. In the last 19 and a half years, we have an average of, it might be under 5 right now. We just had a crash in the market and it's kind of trying to see what it wants to do going sideways. We're at like 5 before your advisor charges you a fee. The difference between 14% compounding and 5% compounding is not small. It is literally the difference between being able to retire or not, or having income until you pass away, or running out of money before you pass away. It's a very big deal. Now, $500,000 invested in 2000 in the market, in the all of the ups, all of the downs scenario that most people use, would have turned into about $975,000. I have the spreadsheet to show you if you'd like to see it. You could do the math on your own. Now, if we use another strategy, a no loss account that we've had now available to Americans for 20, I think 30 years, where it says when the market goes down, you don't lose a penny. When the market goes up, you only get half of it. It's some of the ups, purposefully limiting your upside potential to eliminate downside loss. $500,000 in a no loss strategy turns into $1.28 million in the same 19 and a half year period. Folks, how do we increase your retirement income by 30%? This one alone would have done it, but I called it 10%. I'll go deeper in the next video. 31% more in your account means 31% more income, period, because retirement planning is about building up a nest egg and living off of it. You want that account to be as big as possible. Now, what's the third strategy I'm going to go deeply into in the next 34-minute video? It's taxes. Taxes, taxes, taxes. Taxes are a big deal. If you can not pay taxes during your retirement years, if we can eliminate 30, 40 years of taxes when you're taking the highest income of your life, potentially. I understand that people say you'll be in a lower tax bracket, but inflation makes that not quite possible. Go to any inflation calculator and look at when you start retirement in year one, then 10 years later, then 20 years later, how much of an income you'll need to be taking to cover the 3% inflation or whatever you want to calculate. You will find out you're going to be at some of the highest income levels you've ever been in your life, and some of the lowest deduction levels. A lot of people try to pay off their mortgage. Their kids don't live at home. They're not putting money into IRAs and 401ks. Some of those deductions you're used to are going to go away, which I'll cover in the next video. Postpone taxes until a later day when you will be in a blank tax bracket is probably the most popular retirement planning mantra on the planet. People say you'll be in a lower tax bracket. I'm going to teach you some things that may change your views of that. Now, what do you think in your family? Do you think taxes are going to go up or down for the rest of your life? I have probably asked 50 to 100,000 people this question. And in 16 years, I've had 2 people say they think taxes are going down. The vast majority of us, and by the way, this was before the coronavirus bailout packages and stimulus packages or whatever you want to call it, the country was already in trouble and couldn't afford Medicare and Social Security commitments. Everyone I talk to who seems to be thinking clearly, certainly all the experts, are saying taxes would probably need to double to cover the current commitments that our government has made. So most people think taxes are going to go up. We're going to take a peek at that and say, well, hold on, if taxes are going to go up, which tools should we be using? Pay taxes today and get it over with? Or postpone taxes to a later date? $1 million in an IRA versus $1 million in a Roth IRA when you retire, which one gives you the higher income? Well, if you took $50,000 out of an IRA and had to pay taxes, I don't know what the taxes are going to be. Say the taxes were $10,000. That wouldn't be too high. $10,000. You take the same $50,000 out of a Roth IRA and you pay 0 taxes. That's already a 20% increase in your retirement income. And there are ways to transition IRAs to Roth IRAs without having to cover those taxes today or having them covered by deduction strategies or mortgage planning strategies. Financial planning has some incredible tricks if you can get away from just a broker that says stick everything in mutual funds and hope it works out for you. There's so much more. That's kind of white belt level planning. We have triple black belt level retirement planners working with us that take things very seriously. Look at the mortgage plan, estate plan, retirement plan, insurance plan, and tax plan, and squeeze all of the juice out of your personal finances. Well, what if there was something even better than a Roth IRA? So Roth IRA, you have completely tax-free retirement income. What if there was something better? What if something came with higher returns, unlimited contributions? You could put as much money in as you want, no losses. If you pass away, they pay your family an income for the rest of your life. If you get sick, they'll pay for your long-term care. What if there was sounds too good to be true tool, and we've had it since the 70s or 80s, last century? And it does exist. I'll show you how Tony Robbins teaches people to use this tool. There's a better Roth IRA. Now, if you took the money out of IRAs, you would trigger something called provisional income and you'd pay taxes on Social Security as well. Roth IRAs and the even better Roth IRA will not trigger the extra taxes. That's going to increase your income by some percentage, your retirement income. What we do every single day in our sleep, I could do it with my eyes closed, is put people in a 100% tax-free retirement plan that often raises your income in retirement by 10, 20, 30% on its own. So this is what I want you to see in the next video called How to Increase Your Income or Your Retirement Income by 30%. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's short and sweet so nobody wasted any of their time. But for those of you that want to learn more, go ahead and click on the next video. To your success. Bye now.